All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Going to be doing a live watch along. I figured I would try something new, never done one of these before. But we are just moments away from Trump delivering the State of the Union address, and thought we'd do a watch along, provide a little commentary for you guys along the way, see what Trump has to say. Many people think he might declare a national emergency tonight as far as building the wall goes, so that remains to be seen. I don't think he will, but you never know. It's supposed to be a lot talked about unity tonight, Trump trying to bring the country together in light of all the dissension, everything that we know that's going on right now. So hopefully you guys can hear in the background okay. Again, just trying this out for the first time. I do have the volume turned up all the way here, so we're just about ready to get underway. Saw Nancy Pelosi out there, and it's interesting to see what the Democrats are going to do. A lot of people speculating they may end up walking out on Trump when he does this, but hopefully not. I mean, hopefully they can show respect and not do something like that. But we will see what happens. Of course, this was delayed. This was originally supposed to take place a week ago, back on January 29th, but everything with the government shutdown, that delayed things, and Nancy Pelosi said that she would not let Trump hold the State of the Union address until after the government was back open. So once it was back open, Trump said he's going to have it open for 3 weeks, going to give Congress a chance to come to a decision, getting the wall. Oh, here we go. Getting ready. Got the cabinet coming out right now, being introduced. Refer to Nancy Pelosi, by the way, as Madam Speaker. So don't forget that. If you guys are talking about Miss Pelosi, you got to say Madam Speaker. Very important that you give her that title, because if not, she'll be very angry at you. So you don't want that to happen. But again, like I was saying, Trump's given until February 15th for Congress to get the border wall funding and everything like that ready. If not, then he may shut the government down again on the 13th and then declare the national emergency. So that was an announcement he made about a week or so ago. So we're still got about a week and a half left. And as of right now, Nancy Pelosi has still said and maintained her position, no money for the wall, no wall funding for the president. So it's not going to go over very well. And she has to dig her heels in on this because, it's all for political reasons. She doesn't want to look bad in front of her people. So needs to definitely maintain her position on that. So should be interesting. Like Schumer and everybody was putting Trump down, putting this whole State of the Union speech down before he even gave it. So apparently they looked into the future, and they've already seen President Trump give his speech, the address, and they don't like it apparently. So how about that? Democrats now have crystal balls that they look into, and they can tell the future. So at least we know Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC as she's called, she said that, we're not going to be here in 12 years. So she said the world's going to end. So unless we work on clean energy and have everybody in an electric car, then, we won't be here by the year 2031, according to her. So I think what she meant was if she became president one day, then that would probably spell the end of the world. And at that point, I'd be like, all right, time for Jesus to return. Get us out of here and get us up for the rapture. I'm ready. AOC is in charge, at least, anyway. So the address is scheduled to start at 9 p.m. Eastern, so we are pretty much right at that time, depending on where you are in the world. By the way, any guys watching this right now, whether you're watching it live or after the fact, feel free to give this video a like. Share it with your friends and family, guys. That helps me out big time when you guys do that. Getting the word out about the channel. Subscribe. What are you waiting for? I do all kinds of news videos, guys. Breaking news. Talk about Bible prophecy, current world events, everything kind of tying in together with what we're seeing right now take place in the world. And we know the last days are, well, not only are they upon us, but I think we're accelerating towards the last of those last days. So browse the channel, guys, and check out some of the videos. All kinds of good content out here. So, Madam Speaker. Here we go, guys. Again, hope you guys could hear it. Got it turned up all the way here on my end, so.
YouTube video player. YouTube video player. YouTube video player. YouTube video player. YouTube video player.
Sorry about that. Sounds like, looks like everybody's in good spirits, right? A nice warm welcome for the president. Democrats doing their best to try to stay friendly. Putting on a good act in the process here. So, I guess they got to get some credit for that, right? Okay. Remember, Trump almost held this speech, guys, somewhere else. He wasn't even going to have it in the House of Representatives. He's going to, like, hold a big rally somewhere and get, like, 25,000 people in there for this thing. So, but he wanted to stay true to the tradition of having it there in the House. So, I think it would have been fun, maybe doing it at another place, at some arena or outdoor environment setting, that rally setting that Trump likes so much. Start a build the wall chant, guys. If you guys are anybody in the chat or in the comment section, just if you guys want to see the wall built, just give me a comment, right? Build the wall. Build the wall, build the wall. Can we impeach Nancy Pelosi? Is that possible for us to do? That would be kind of cool if we could do that. You know Pelosi just hates. It's a hatred for Trump. You could just feel it. The hate from the Democrats right now. Do not like this president one bit.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress, the First Lady of the United States.
Gotta give it up for First Lady Melania. Gotta show respect to Melania Trump.
And my fellow Americans, we meet tonight at a moment of unlimited potential. As we begin a new Congress, I stand here ready to work with you to achieve historic breakthroughs for all Americans. Millions of our fellow citizens are watching us now gathered in this great chamber, hoping that we will govern not as two parties, but as one nation.
That would be nice. Will it happen though? Not sure. Democrats want all the power. That's what this is all about. I like unity though.
The agenda I will lay out this evening is not a Republican agenda or a Democrat agenda. It's the agenda of the American people. Many of us have campaigned on the same core promises: to defend American jobs and demand fair trade for American workers, to rebuild and revitalize our nation's infrastructure, to reduce the price of health care and prescription drugs, to create an immigration system that is safe, lawful, modern, and secure, and to pursue a foreign policy that puts America's interest first. There is a new opportunity in American politics if only we have the courage together to seize it.
Sticking with unity, sticking with that topic they were saying he was going to do.
Victory is not winning for our party. Victory is winning for our country.
That is very true. Got to take care of the country first. Put the politics to the side. It's about America, people. Good old America.
This year, America will recognize two important anniversaries that show us the majesty of America's mission and the power of American pride. In June, we mark 75 years since the start of what General Dwight D. Eisenhower called the Great Crusade, the Allied liberation of Europe in World War II. On D-Day, June 6, 1944, 15,000 young American men jumped from the sky and 60,000 more stormed in from the sea to save our civilization from tyranny. Here with us tonight are three of those incredible heroes. Private First Class Joseph Riley, Staff Sergeant Irving Locker, and Sergeant Herman Zaitchik.
Zaitchik. I like how Trump pronounces names. It's funny. Like especially when he says China, he says, and billions of dollars. That always cracks me up.
gentlemen, we salute you. In 2019, we also celebrate 50 years since brave young pilots flew 250,000 miles through space to plant the American flag on the face of the moon. Half a century later, we are joined by one of the Apollo 11 astronauts who planted that flag, Buzz Aldrin.
Give it up for Buzz. Give it up for him. Start a Buzz chant, everybody. Buzz, 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 Buzz.
Thank you, Buzz. This year, American astronauts will go back to space on American rockets.
American rockets. It's key right there. Good old US of A. Not China or Russia or anybody else.
In the 20th century, America saved freedom, transformed science, redefined the middle class, and when you get down to it, there's nothing anywhere in the world that can compete with America.
It's America first, everybody. Guys, remember, America first.
YouTube video player.
We don't like that, though.
Video player.
Now we must step boldly and bravely into the next chapter of this great American adventure. And we must create a new standard of living for the 21st century. An amazing quality of life for all of our citizens is within reach. We can make our community safer, our families stronger, our culture richer, our faith deeper, and our middle class bigger and more prosperous than ever before.
Amen to that. Let's do it.
But we must reject the politics of revenge, resistance, and retribution, and embrace the boundless potential of cooperation, compromise, and the common good.
We can do it, guys. We can do this. Reject all that nonsense. Let's all come together.
Together we can break decades of political stalemate. We can bridge old divisions, heal old wounds, build new coalitions,
And the wall.
forge new solutions, and unlock the extraordinary promise of America's future. The decision is ours to make. We must choose between greatness or gridlock, results or resistance, vision or vengeance, incredible progress or pointless destruction. Tonight, I ask you to choose greatness.
Greatness. Keep America great.
Over the last 2 years, my administration has moved with urgency and historic speed to confront problems neglected by leaders of both parties over many decades. In just over 2 years since the election, we have launched an unprecedented economic boom, a boom that has rarely been seen before. There's been nothing like it. We have created 5.3 million new jobs, and importantly added 600,000 new manufacturing jobs, something which almost everyone said was impossible to do. But the fact is, we are just getting started.
Yeah, just getting started, people. Got 6 more years of the Trump man in the office here. 6 more. I know. Democrats are screaming. They don't want to hear that.
Wages are rising at the fastest pace in decades and growing for blue-collar workers who I promised to fight for. They're growing faster than anyone else thought possible. Nearly 5 million Americans have been lifted off food stamps. The U.S. economy is growing almost twice as fast today as when I took office. And we are considered far and away the hottest economy anywhere in the world. Not even close.
Not even close.
Unemployment has reached the lowest rate in over half a century.
That is true. 50 years.
African American, Hispanic American, and Asian American unemployment have all reached their lowest levels ever recorded.
How could that be? I thought he was a racist. No, that can't be accurate. CNN told me different. MSNBC told me something completely different than that, Mr. President.
Unemployment for Americans with disabilities has also reached an all-time low. More people are working now than at any time in the history of our country. 157 million people at work.
Million.
We passed a massive tax cut for working families and doubled the child tax credit. We virtually ended the estate tax, or death tax, as it is often called, on small businesses, for ranches, and also for family farms. We eliminated the very unpopular Obamacare individual mandate penalty.
You know, a lot of Democrats don't want to clap for that. Oh, they hated him for that.
And to give critically ill patients access to life-saving cures, we passed, very importantly, right to try.
Right to try.
My administration has cut more regulations in a short period of time than any other administration during its entire tenure.
Because he simply is the greatest.
Companies are coming back to our country in large numbers, thanks to our historic reductions in taxes and regulations. And we have unleashed a revolution in American energy. The United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world.
That's true. We don't need anybody else now. It's all being done here. Guys, if you're new, just checking me out, hit that subscribe button. Like this video, share the stream. Share this video with your friends and family, guys. It helps me out. I appreciate it.
And now, for the first time in 65 years, we are a net exporter of energy.
And that's huge right there.
After 24 months of rapid progress, our economy is the envy of the world. Our military is the most powerful on earth by far. And America...
Don't mess with the U.S. Don't mess with the U.S.
America is again winning each and every day.
And we're not tired of winning yet. You guys getting tired of winning?
Members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
It is strong. It's not Obama era anymore. Obama's gone. It's the Trump train pulling in. The Trump effect. USA, 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 USA.
That sounds so good. Our country is vibrant and our economy is thriving like never before.
Never before.
On Friday it was announced that we added another 304,000 jobs
Left paren to right paren.
alone. Almost double the number expected.
Doubled it.
An economic miracle is taking place in the United States, and the only thing that can stop it are foolish wars, politics, or ridiculous partisan investigations.
Like how you put the extra emphasis on politics, ridiculous investigations, partisan investigations. Hear that, Robert Mueller? He's talking about you.
If there is going to be peace and legislation, there cannot be war and investigation. It just doesn't work that way. We must be united at home to defeat our adversaries abroad. This new era of cooperation can start with finally confirming the more than 300 highly qualified nominees who are still stuck in the Senate, in some cases years and years waiting, not right.
They hold them up and do everything they can to block these people. We got to stop that. Got to let them through. Remove the roadblocks here.
The Senate has failed to act on these nominations, which is unfair to the nominees and very unfair to our country. Now is the time for bipartisan action. Believe it or not, we have already proven that that's possible. In the last Congress, both parties came together to pass unprecedented legislation to confront the opioid crisis, a sweeping new farm bill, historic VA reforms, and after 4 decades of rejection, we passed VA accountability so that we can finally terminate those who mistreat our wonderful veterans.
This president cares about the veterans, guys. I'll tell you that much right now. How's everybody doing, by the way? You guys doing good? Hope everybody's enjoying the stream, State of the Union. I just did this spur of the moment, too. So, hope you're all enjoying.
And united for groundbreaking criminal justice reform. They said it couldn't be done.
Never say never.
Last year, I heard through friends the story of Alice Johnson. I was deeply moved. In 1997, Alice was sentenced to life in prison as a first-time nonviolent drug offender. Over the next 22 years, she became a prison minister, inspiring others to choose a better path. She had a big impact on that prison population and far beyond. Alice's story underscores the disparities and unfairness that can exist in criminal sentencing and the need to remedy this total injustice. She served almost that 22 years and had expected to be in prison for the remainder of her life. In June, I commuted Alice's sentence. When I saw Alice's beautiful family greet her at the prison gates, hugging and kissing and crying and laughing, I knew I did something right. Alice is with us tonight, and she is a terrific woman. Terrific. Alice, please.
Hey, Alice. I remember when he commuted her sentence. That was pretty cool he did that. She obviously changed a lot serving time. She made a mistake. She learned from it. Didn't deserve as long of a sentence as she got. How's it going, Alice?
Alice, thank you for reminding us that we always have the power to shape our own destiny. Thank you very much, Alice. Thank you very much. Inspired by stories like Alice's, my administration worked closely with members of both parties to sign the First Step Act into law. Big deal. Big deal. This legislation reformed sentencing laws that have wrongly and disproportionately harmed the African American community. The First Step Act gives nonviolent offenders the chance to re-enter society as productive, law-abiding citizens. Now, states across the country are following our lead. America is a nation that believes in redemption. We are also joined tonight by Matthew Charles from Tennessee. In 1996, at the age of 30, Matthew was sentenced to 35 years for selling drugs and related offenses. Over the next 2 decades, he completed more than 30 Bible studies, became a law clerk, and mentored many of his fellow inmates. Now Matthew is the very first person to be released from prison under the First Step Act.
That's pretty cool. A lot of people find Christ in jail, guys. They do.
Matthew,
It's amazing. All right, give it up for Matthew, everybody.
Thank you, Matthew. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Now, Republicans and Democrats must join forces again to confront an urgent national crisis. Congress has 10 days left to pass a bill that will fund our government, protect our homeland, and secure our very dangerous southern border. Now is the time for Congress to show the world that America is committed to ending illegal immigration and putting the ruthless coyotes, cartels, drug dealers, and human traffickers out of business.
Out of business. You're done. Close up shop. Since they got 10 days left, guys, that's what I told you. They got till February 15th. It's the deadline. Or we're looking at another shutdown possibly and national emergency being declared.
As we speak, large, organized caravans are on the march to the United States. We have just heard that Mexican cities, in order to remove the illegal immigrants from their communities, are getting trucks and buses to bring them up to our country in areas where there is little border protection. I have ordered another 3,750 troops to our southern border to prepare for this tremendous onslaught. This is a moral issue. The lawless state of our southern border is a threat to the safety, security, and financial well-being of all America. We have a moral duty to create an immigration system that protects the lives and jobs of our citizens. This includes our obligation to the millions of immigrants living here today who followed the rules and respected our laws. Legal immigrants enrich our nation and strengthen our society in countless ways.
Key word, legal. Legal. L-E-G-A-L, legal. That's what the Democrats don't understand, guys. They don't get that.
I want people to come into our country in the largest numbers ever, but they have to come in legally.
Is that really asking too much for them to do that? It shouldn't be. It should be fairly easy. Come in, there's a process. That's racist, though. It's immoral.
Tonight I am asking you to defend our very dangerous southern border out of love and devotion to our fellow citizens and to our country. No issue better illustrates the divide between America's working class and America's political class than illegal immigration. Wealthy politicians and donors push for open borders while living their lives behind walls and gates and guards.
Nancy Pelosi. Pope Francis. Sorry. Oh.
Meanwhile, working class Americans are left to pay the price for mass illegal immigration. Reduced jobs, lower wages, overburdened schools, hospitals that are so crowded you can't get in, increased crime, and a depleted social safety net. Tolerance for illegal immigration is not compassionate. It is actually very cruel.
It's true. Breaking the law.
1 in 3 women is sexually assaulted on the long journey north. Smugglers use migrant children as human pawns to exploit our laws and gain access to our country. Human traffickers and sex traffickers take advantage of the wide open areas between our ports of entry to smuggle thousands of young girls and women into the United States and to sell them into prostitution and modern-day slavery. Tens of thousands of innocent Americans are killed by lethal drugs that cross our border and flood into our cities, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. The savage gang, MS-13, now operates in at least 20 different American states, and they almost all come through our southern border. Just yesterday, an MS-13 gang member was taken into custody for a fatal shooting on a subway platform in New York City. We are removing these gang members by the thousands, but until we secure our border, they're going to keep streaming right back in. Year after year, countless Americans are murdered by criminal, illegal aliens. I've gotten to know many wonderful angel moms and dads and families. No one should ever have to suffer the horrible heartache that they have had to endure. Here tonight is Deborah Bissell. Just 3 weeks ago, Deborah's parents, Gerald and Sharon, were burglarized and shot to death in their Reno, Nevada home.
Wow.
By an illegal alien. They were in their 80s and are survived by 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and 20 great-grandchildren. Also here tonight are Gerald and Sharon's granddaughter, Heather, and great-granddaughter, Madison. To Deborah, Heather, Madison, please stand. Few can understand your pain. Thank you, and thank you for being here. Thank you very much.
That's terrible. Just walked right into the home. Did that. But a wall is immoral, according to Nancy Pelosi.
I will never forget, and I will fight for the memory of Gerald and Sharon, that it should never happen again. Not one more American life should be lost because our nation failed to control its very dangerous border. In the last 2 years, our brave ICE officers made 266,000 arrests of criminal aliens, including those charged or convicted of nearly 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, and 4,000 killings or murders. We are joined tonight by one of those law enforcement heroes, ICE Special Agent Elvin Hernandez. When Elvin...
Thank God for ICE. Democrats want them gone too.
Thank you. When Elvin was a boy, he and his family legally immigrated to the United States from the Dominican Republic. At the age of 8, Elvin told his dad he wanted to become a special agent. Today, he leads investigations into the scourge of international sex trafficking. Elvin says that if I can make sure these young girls get their justice, I've really done my job. Thanks to his work and that of his incredible colleagues, more than 300 women and girls have been rescued from the horror of this terrible situation. And more than 1,500 sadistic traffickers have been put behind bars.
Lock them up. Lock those sadistic freaks up. It's terrible what happens to these kids, guys. It truly is.
We will always support the brave men and women of law enforcement. And I pledge to you tonight that I will never abolish our heroes from ICE. Thank you.
Thank God. We need ICE. They are important in stopping these creepos from coming over to the border.
My administration has sent to Congress a common sense proposal to end the crisis on the southern border. It includes humanitarian assistance, more law enforcement, drug detection at our ports, closing loopholes that enable child smuggling, and plans for a new physical barrier or wall to secure the vast areas between our ports of entry. In the past, most of the people in this room voted for a wall, but the proper wall never got built. I will get it built.
Yeah. Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall. Love it, because the common sense proposal. Do most Democrats have that anymore? Is that racist for me to say common sense? I don't know. Is that allowed anymore?
This is a smart, strategic, see-through steel barrier, not just a simple concrete wall. It will be deployed in the areas identified by the border agents as having the greatest need. And these agents will tell you
Go into video player.
where walls go up, illegal crossings go way, way down.
Coming down. You see Schumer's just cringing right now. He's like, no, no wall. Please.
San Diego used to have the most illegal border crossings in our country. In response, a strong security wall was put in place. This powerful barrier almost completely ended illegal crossings. The border city of El Paso, Texas, used to have extremely high rates of violent crime, one of the highest in the entire country, and considered one of our nation's most dangerous cities. Now, immediately upon its building, with a powerful barrier in place, El Paso is one of the safest cities in our country. Simply put, walls work and walls save lives.
Walls work? It's not what Madam Speaker says, Mr. President. Oh, but I forgot. She's crazy. We don't care what she thinks.
So let's work together, compromise, and reach a deal that will truly make America safe. As we work to defend our people's safety, we must also ensure our economic resurgence continues at a rapid pace. No one has benefited more from our thriving economy than women, who have filled 58% of the newly created jobs last year.
See, guys, Trump's not a misogynist. Everybody thinks he's a misogynist and all that. Look what he does for women. The stuff they make up about this guy is amazing to me. It's truly amazing.
You weren't weren't supposed to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All Americans can be proud that we have more women in the workforce than ever before.
Mr. President, how dare you bring more women into the workforce?
Don't sit yet. You're going to like this. And exactly 1 century after Congress passed the constitutional amendment giving women the right to vote, we also have more women serving in Congress than at any time before.
There they go. But can we get that anti-Israel one out of there, that Ilhan Omar, who spews that anti-Semitic trash to Israel? Can we get her out of there? And Pelosi and Gillibrand and Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren. Can we get good women in there? I mean, let's get the other ones out. Come on now. Let's get good women now, Mr. President. Let's get good women in Congress. USA, 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 USA.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. He said, that's great.
And congratulations. That's great. As part of our commitment to improving opportunity for women everywhere, this Thursday, we are launching the first ever government-wide initiative focused on economic empowerment for women in developing countries. To build on our incredible economic success, one priority is paramount: reversing decades of calamitous trade policies. So bad. We are now making it clear to China that after years of targeting our industries and stealing our intellectual property, the theft of American jobs and wealth has come to an end.
Hey guys, like this video if you're here checking out the stream. Subscribe if you're new. Share the video, guys. Helps me out. Hope you're all doing good, enjoying the address.
Therefore, we recently imposed tariffs on $250 billion of Chinese goods, and now our Treasury is receiving billions and billions of dollars.
There's my favorite.
But I don't blame China for taking advantage of us. I blame our leaders and representatives for allowing this travesty to happen. I have great respect for President Xi, and we are now working on a new trade deal with China. But it must include real structural change to end unfair trade practices, reduce our chronic trade deficit, and protect American jobs.
See, he said a bunch of my favorite things right there. He said billions and billions of dollars. Then he said China, China, and President Xi.
Another historic trade blunder was the catastrophe known as NAFTA. I have met the men and women of Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, New Hampshire, and many other states whose dreams were shattered by the signing of NAFTA. For years, politicians promised them they would renegotiate for a better deal, but no one ever tried until now. Our new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, the USMCA, will replace NAFTA and deliver for American workers like they haven't had delivered to for a long time. I hope you you can pass the USMCA into law so that we can bring back our manufacturing jobs in even greater numbers, expand American agriculture, protect intellectual property, and ensure that more cars are proudly stamped with our 4 beautiful words, made in the USA.
USMCA. You have to pass the USMCA. Sorry, just making up my own little song here.
Tonight, I am also asking you to pass the United States Reciprocal Trade Act so that if another country places an unfair tariff on an American product, we can charge them the exact same tariff on the exact same product that they sell to us.
Yeah, we need to make sure we do that. They're taking advantage of
Both
us.
parties should be able to unite for a great rebuilding of America's crumbling infrastructure.
Usually on infrastructure, they can come together. That's usually a lot more bipartisan.
I know that Congress is eager to pass an infrastructure bill, and I am eager to work with you on legislation to deliver new and important infrastructure investment, including investments in the cutting-edge industries of the future. This is not an option. This is a necessity. The next major priority for me and for all of us should be to lower the cost of health care and prescription drugs and to protect patients with pre-existing conditions.
That's what a lot of people have wanted. They were worried about that with Obamacare.
Already as a result of my
YouTube video player.
administration's efforts in
Left for it, 3 right.
2018,
YouTube video.
drug prices experienced their single largest decline in 46 years. But we must do more. It's unacceptable that Americans pay vastly more than people in other countries for the exact same drugs, often made in the exact same place. This is wrong. This is unfair. And together, we will stop it. And we'll stop it fast.
Stop it fast, sir. It's coming to an end. How you guys doing? You guys all doing good out there?
I am asking Congress to pass legislation that finally takes on the problem of global freeloading and delivers fairness and price transparency for American patients, finally.
I like how he said global freeloading.
We should also require drug companies, insurance companies, and hospitals to disclose real prices to foster competition and bring costs way down. No force in history has done more to advance the human condition than American freedom. In recent years, we have made remarkable progress in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Scientific breakthroughs have brought a once distant dream within reach. My budget will ask Democrats and Republicans to make the needed commitment to eliminate the HIV epidemic in the United States within 10 years. We have made incredible strides, incredible. Together we will defeat AIDS in America and beyond.
Still a major problem in the United States.
Tonight I am also asking you to join me in another fight that all Americans can get behind, the fight against childhood cancer.
That is truly sad. Those kids go through that have that.
Joining Melania in the gallery this evening is a very brave 10-year-old girl, Grace Eli. Every birthday, hi Grace. Every birthday since she was 4, Grace asked her friends to donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. She did not know that one day she might be a patient herself. That's what happened. Last year, Grace was diagnosed with brain cancer. Immediately, she began radiation treatment. At the same time, she rallied her community and raised more than $40,000 for the fight against cancer.
Pray that God heals her. Do a miracle in her.
When Grace completed treatment last fall, her doctors and nurses cheered. They loved her. They still love her. With tears in their eyes as she hung up a poster that read, "Last day of chemo."
That's cool.
Thank you very much, Grace. You are a great inspiration to everyone in this room. Thank you very much. Many childhood cancers have not seen new therapies in decades. My budget will ask Congress for $500 million over the next 10 years to fund this critical life-saving research. To help support working parents, the time has come to pass school choice for Americans' children. I am also proud to be the first president to include in my budget a plan for nationwide paid family leave so that every new parent has the chance to bond with their newborn child.
Somebody screamed out, "Yes!" That was pretty funny.
There could be no greater contrast to the beautiful image of a mother holding her infant child than the chilling displays our nation saw in recent days. Lawmakers in New York cheered with delight
Oof.
upon the passage of legislation that would allow a baby to be ripped from the mother's womb moments from birth. These are living, feeling, beautiful babies who will never get the chance to share their love and their dreams with the world. And then we had the case of the governor of Virginia, where he stated he would execute a baby after birth. To defend the dignity of every person, I am asking Congress to pass legislation to prohibit the late-term abortion of children.
Yeah, you better pass that.
In the mother's womb.
I've been talking about this for weeks now, guys. Those of you that have watched my videos. That Ralph Northam, they got to get him out. Got to get Cuomo out of there. These are killers. It's a license to kill. Needs to be stopped.
Let us work together to build a culture that cherishes innocent life. And let us reaffirm a fundamental truth. All children, born and unborn, are made in the holy image of God. The final part of my agenda is to protect American security. Over the last 2 years, we have begun to fully rebuild the United States military with $700 billion last year and $716 billion this year. We are also getting other nations to pay their fair share. Finally.
It's about time. No, can't take advantage of the U.S. anymore.
For years, the United States was being treated very unfairly
YouTube video player.
by friends of ours,
YouTube video player.
members of NATO. But now we have secured, over the last couple of years, more than $100 billion of increase in defense spending from our NATO allies. They said it couldn't be done.
Our NATO allies. He's making them pay up, isn't he? Man. He slapped them in the face.
As part of our military buildup, the United States is developing a state-of-the-art missile defense system. Under my administration, we will never apologize for advancing America's interests. For example, decades ago, the United States entered into a treaty with Russia in which we agreed to limit and reduce our missile capability. While we followed the agreement and the rules to the letter, Russia repeatedly violated its terms. It's been going on for many years. That is why I announced that the United States is officially withdrawing from the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, or INF Treaty. Perhaps
That's right. He just did that the other day. I thought he was a friend of Putin, though. I thought he was Putin's puppet. That doesn't make sense. How could you withdraw from that?
we really have no choice. Perhaps we can negotiate a different agreement, adding China and others. Or perhaps we can't, in which case we will outspend and out-innovate all others by far.
By far.
As part part of a bold new diplomacy, we continue our historic push for peace on the Korean Peninsula. Our hostages have come home. Nuclear testing has stopped, and there has not been a missile launch in more than 15 months. If I had not been elected President of the United States, we would right now, in my opinion, be in a major war with North Korea.
Right. They've been quiet. They've done nothing. No missile launches, nothing.
Much work remains to be done, but my relationship with Kim Jong-un is a good one. Chairman Kim and I will meet again on February 27th and 28th in Vietnam.
There it is. Huge news right there, guys. This next summit, February 27th and 28th in Vietnam.
2 weeks ago, the United States officially recognized the legitimate government of Venezuela and its new president,
Yeah, man. Juan
Guaido.
Guaido. Get that Maduro out of there. It's crazy in Venezuela right now, guys.
We stand with the Venezuelan people in their noble quest for freedom, and we condemn the brutality of the Maduro regime, whose socialist policies have turned that nation from being the wealthiest in South America into a state of abject poverty and despair.
Hear that, Bernie? AOC? That's what they want to turn the U.S. into.
Here in the United States, we are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country.
Yeah, the booze.
America was founded on liberty and independence, and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free.
That's right.
And will stay free.
No socialism in the U.S. You want that? You're not going to get that here. You see what happened to Venezuela, just like I was saying. USA, 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 USA.
Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Oh, I hope that's the case. I'll be watching this back in 20 years. Hopefully that's still the case. USA, USA.
One of the most complex set of challenges we face, and have for many years, is in the Middle East. Our approach is based on principle realism, not discredited theories that have failed for decades to yield progress. For this reason, my administration recognized the true capital of Israel and proudly opened the American embassy in Jerusalem.
Yeah. Amen. Jerusalem, eternal capital of Israel. U.S. Embassy move. I'm telling you guys, it's like one of the main reasons God put him as president of the United States.
Our brave troops have now been fighting in the Middle East for almost 19 years. In Afghanistan and Iraq, nearly 7,000 American heroes have given their lives. More than 52,000 Americans have been badly wounded. We have spent more than $7 trillion in fighting wars in the Middle East. As a candidate for president, I loudly pledged a new approach. Great nations do not fight endless wars.
He already said he's going to pull the troops out of Syria. Maybe Afghanistan too? We'll see.
When I took office, reports, ISIS controlled more than 20,000 square miles in Iraq and Syria just 2 years ago. Today we have liberated virtually all of the territory from the grip of these bloodthirsty monsters. Now, as we work with our allies to destroy the remnants of ISIS, it is time to give our brave warriors in Syria a warm welcome home. I have also accelerated our negotiations to reach, if possible, a political settlement in Afghanistan. The opposing side is also very happy to be negotiating. Our troops have fought with unmatched valor, and thanks to their bravery, we are now able to pursue a possible political solution to this long and bloody conflict.
All right, a political settlement with Afghanistan, huh? Do terrorists negotiate?
In Afghanistan, my administration is holding constructive talks with a number of Afghan groups, including the Taliban. As we make progress in these negotiations, we will be able to reduce our troops' presence and focus on counter-terrorism, and we will indeed focus on counter-terrorism. We do not know whether we'll achieve an agreement, but we do know that after 2 decades of war, the hour has come to at least try for peace, and the other side would like to do the same thing. It's time.
Negotiating with the Taliban? I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that room. Those people are capable of being reasonable.
All friend and foe alike must never doubt this nation's power and will to defend our people. 18 years ago, violent terrorists attacked the USS Cole, and last month,
YouTube video player.
American forces
YouTube video
killed
player.
one of the leaders of that attack. We are honored to be joined tonight by Tom Wibberley, whose son, Navy Seaman Craig Wibberley, was one of the 17 sailors we tragically lost. Tom, we vow to always remember the heroes of the USS Cole. Thank you, Tom.
Guys, if you're new, if you're just checking me out, hit that subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends and family. Welcome to the watch along, Trump State of the Union address. Hit on a lot of big points so far.
My administration has acted decisively to confront the world's leading state sponsor of terror, the radical regime in Iran. It is a radical regime. They do bad, bad things. To ensure this corrupt dictatorship never acquires nuclear weapons, I withdrew the United States from the disastrous Iran nuclear deal.
Wow, that was one of the worst deals ever signed. Thanks to Obama. Hey, was that back in 2015, I think? 2014, 2015.
Last fall, we put in place the toughest sanctions ever imposed by us on a country. We will not avert our eyes from a regime that chants death to America and threatens genocide against the Jewish people.
Makes sense, right? Why would you ever make a deal with someone like that? Thank God we have a president that has some common sense.
We must never ignore the vile poison of anti-Semitism or those who spread its venomous creed. With one voice, we must confront this hatred anywhere and everywhere it occurs. Just months ago, 11 Jewish Americans were viciously murdered in an anti-Semitic attack on the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh.
I remember
SWAT
that.
officer Timothy Matson raced into the gunfire and was shot 7 times, chasing down the killer, and he was very successful. Timothy has just had his 12th surgery, and he's going in for many more. But he made the trip to be here with us tonight. Officer Matson, please.
That's awesome. I remember that shooting, guys. I did a video on that. That was terrible. Look at this guy right here. This is a hero. Law enforcement, guys, they're the good guys. They do a lot to protect our country. This is the risk they make. They put their lives on the line each and every day for us. 12 surgeries. That's insane. All to protect us. It's terrible the things that people say about law enforcement. How they want to get rid of them and how they're racist and all this other stuff. A true American hero right there. And a lot of people don't care about that. It's really sad.
Thank you. We are forever grateful. Thank you very much. Tonight we are also joined by Pittsburgh survivor, Judah Samet. He arrived at the synagogue as the massacre began. But not only did Judah narrowly escape death last fall, more than 7 decades ago, he narrowly survived the Nazi concentration camps. Today is Judah's 81st birthday.
81, still going strong. If you guys could hear it, they're singing happy birthday to him. That's cool. That's cool.
They wouldn't do that for me, Judah.
That's true.
Judah says he can still remember the exact moment nearly 75 years ago, after 10 months in a concentration camp, when he and his family were put on a train and told they were going to another camp. Suddenly, the train screeched to a very strong halt. A soldier appeared. Judah's family braced for the absolute worst. Then his father cried out with joy, "It's the Americans, it's the Americans."
What a horrible time they went through back then.
Thank you. A second Holocaust survivor who was here tonight, Joshua Kaufman, was a prisoner at Dachau. He remembers watching through a hole in the wall of a cattle car as American soldiers rolled in with tanks. To me, Joshua recalls the American soldiers were proof that God exists, and they came down from the sky, they came down from heaven. I began this evening by honoring 3 soldiers who fought on D-Day in the Second World War. One of them was Herman Zaitchik. But there is more to Herman's story. A year after he stormed the beaches of Normandy, Herman was one of the American soldiers who helped liberate Dachau. He was one of the Americans who helped rescue Joshua from that hell on earth. Almost 75 years later, Herman and Joshua are both together in the gallery tonight, seated side by side, here in the home of American freedom. Herman and Joshua, your presence this evening is very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Gotta give it up for him. Trump brought a lot of people out for this address. What do you guys think? Think it's been a good speech so far? I think it's been pretty good.
Thank you. When American soldiers set out beneath the dark skies over the English Channel in the early hours of D-Day 1944, they were just young men of 18 and 19 hurtling on fragile landing craft toward the most
YouTube video player.
in the history of war.
YouTube.
They did not know if they would survive the hour. They did not know if they would grow old. But they knew that America had to prevail. Their cause was this nation and generations yet unborn. Why did they do it? They did it for America. They did it for us. Everything that has come since our triumph over communism, our giant leaps of science and discovery, our unrivaled progress towards equality and justice, all of it is possible thanks to the blood and tears and courage and vision of the Americans who came before. Think of this Capitol. Think of this very chamber where lawmakers before you voted to end slavery, to build the railroads and the highways, and defeat fascism, to secure civil rights, and to face down evil empires. Here tonight, we have legislators from across this magnificent republic. You have come from the rocky shores of Maine and the volcanic peaks of Hawaii, from the snowy woods of Wisconsin and the red deserts of Arizona, from the green farms of Kentucky and the golden beaches of California. Together we represent the most extraordinary nation in all of history. What will we do with this moment? How will we be remembered? I ask the men and women of this Congress, look at the opportunities before us. Our most thrilling achievements are still ahead. Our most exciting journeys still await. Our biggest victories are still to come. We have not yet begun to dream. We must choose whether we are defined by our differences or whether we dare to transcend them. We must choose whether we squander our great inheritance or whether we proudly declare that we are Americans. We do the incredible. We defy the impossible. We conquer the unknown. This is the time to reignite the American imagination. This is the time to search for the tallest summit and set our sights on the brightest star. This is the time to rekindle the bonds of love and loyalty and memory that link us together as citizens, as neighbors, as patriots. This is our future, our fate, and our choice to make. I am asking you to choose greatness. No matter the trials we face, no matter the challenges to come, we must go forward together. We must keep America first in our hearts. We must keep freedom alive in our souls. And we must always keep faith in America's destiny. That one nation, under God, must be the hope and the promise and the light and the glory among all the nations of the world. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's see, guys. President Trump just wrapping up State of the Union. Thought it was a great address. The Democrats' response to this is going to be, it's going to be negative. Completely negative, and they're going to rip him apart for it. In fact, they already had it planned even before he even did the speech. So, they have their agenda, guys, and we know what that is. It's to basically obstruct. It's just like Trump says, that they're obstructionists. But that was good. Give it a little wrap up here. I'm gonna lower this volume down here a little bit. So thank you guys for joining me for the watch along. Those of you that watched with me live and those that are watching after the fact, I appreciate it. Just a little bit of a wrap up here. Trump focused a lot on unity, unifying this country despite our political differences, all of the disputes, everything like that. He got into, of course, Congress and the bill to fund the border wall, the whole border package that he put together, where he said 10 days, they have 10 days left. They have until February 15th, Congress does, to get a bill on his desk for him to sign that's going to give him money for not just to build the border wall, but also for more ICE agents, for more border patrol, for more beds down there, so on and so forth. It's a whole package. So if not, then as he stated before in a previous speech in the Rose Garden, then he may close the government down again, another government shutdown, and then he may even declare a national emergency. So he did not declare a national emergency tonight. In tonight's State of the Union, he did not do that. And I didn't think that he would. I think that's going to wait until after the 15th. So we need to wait and see what happens there as far as what Congress is going to do. Another big piece of news that broke out from this was that the second summit with Kim Jong-un, it will be on February 27th and 28th in Vietnam. That's going to be a very interesting country to hold this summit with Kim Jong-un in Vietnam. So yeah, so a 2-day summit, 27th and 28th of February. Trump also talked about the immigration issue. He touched base on all of just the military and how he's rebuilding the military, bringing that back up again. He talked about the NAFTA deals, how that was a horrible deal, the Iran nuclear deal, how we just terminated our deal with Russia. I mean, he went into, he covered it all. I mean, he really did. He had the lady, Alice, forget her last name, who he commuted her jail sentence that she had served on there. He had one of the officers that was involved in the Tree of Life synagogue shooting that took place in that anti-Semitic attack where the gunman went in there and killed a bunch of the Jewish people there in the synagogue. Again, focused a lot on unity. He touched on the abortion, the third trimester abortion issue that is now sweeping across this country. I've covered it here on the channel. He addressed Governor Ralph Northam from Virginia, what he said about killing the baby after it's born, infanticide. He went into that. He says he's going to defend life. I mean, especially in light of everything that's happening now. He mentioned Israel, Jerusalem, how the United States declared Jerusalem as the eternal capital of Israel. So he touched on a lot, guys. Again, if you didn't check it out, go back, watch the stream from the beginning here. I provided commentary throughout, in between when people would applaud. So I tried to let the president speak and not really interrupt, and just kind of let him talk, and then I injected my opinions in the little breaks there that there were. So yeah, thank you guys again so much for checking out the stream. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, guys, if you are new, please click that subscribe button, like this video, and share it, please, with your friends and family. Browse my channel here, check out some of my other content, and there'll be more videos to come. Thanks a lot, guys, again, for checking out the stream. We'll have to do more of these again in the future. As always, guys, your comments, your feedback, welcome down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you thought of the whole thing. All right, guys, thanks again. You guys take care. Please be safe out there. God bless each and every single one of you, and I will talk with you soon.